Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I didn't see anything because it was not playing for me. Just to let
oh
you know.
no.
It was your greatest
It's all right.
hits.
You can watch it later, brother.
Yeah.
It's good to see. It's good to see you. Yeah, it's good to see you. What is going on? It's your boy Preston, Phat Samurai Guy, hanging out in the Movie Dojo. That's right. We have John from ACTION-FLIX, my brother from another mother, hanging out. But it's not about us. It's not about us. Nope. It is about this legend right here, Olivier Gruner. Welcome to the dojo, brother.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me.
Yes, sir. It's a huge honor. Huge honor to have you here on the channel. And I saw a gorgeous dog next to you. There's there you go. There's another star.
Wow.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, right.
Beautiful.
Say hi. Oh.
He's like,
oh.
Yes.
He's like, Daddy's not paying attention.
What's her name? What's her name?
Kenai.
Oh,
Kenai.
Beautiful dog. Beautiful dog.
Yeah,
but
we went on a lot of cross-country ski today, so she's tired.
She's tired from having fun. That's the best tired,
right?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. Yes, but it's an honor to have you here. That's right. Everybody watching, thank you so much for watching us live right now. That's right. Actor, filmmaker, director, martial artist. He's done it all. And we have some fans already showing up. Angel Town is one of my faves. There you go. Fans
awesome.
Yes. And not JPEG. He says, hi, Mr. Gruner and Chad. Yes. Good to have everybody here. We're going to go down memory lane here. And brother, before we get into your filmography, man, because you have done so much and we are huge fans of your work. And that's why you're here, my friend. Before we do that, before you started making movies, was it always a dream to compete professionally in kickboxing?
Yeah, so that's a great question. No, you know what? For me, competing was not something I was looking for. When you really love martial arts, especially the philosophy, and it was about learning the martial arts. So if I can walk on the street, I know I can defend myself. And it gives you this, because I got beat up when I was a kid, so I had to build myself up. So it's really like kind of, it was not about the competition. It was not about the movie. It's really about the martial arts. And I've seen so many films, and not Bruce Lee, obviously, inspired a lot of people, but also some other Chinese film at that time, martial art films that with no names at all, but it was, not really well shot, but it was really inspiring. This guy, worked at the kitchen. He was just a dishwasher guy, and something happened, and this guy can beat up everybody, and that really made me feel like, I want to be like that. I want to be that guy. I want to be able to defend myself. It doesn't matter what kind of a job I do, but I'm superior because I'm a martial artist. For me.
Gotcha. Yeah, gotcha. Copy that. And so, how did you get into acting? Is that something you wanted to do, or you just kind of fell into it?
I fell into it. So what happened is this: we were in Cannes with my friend after a ski season, and my friend told me, "Why don't you put your poster that you were a champ, in?" And I said, "Well, no, I'm not sure." So he said, "Just put a poster." He's an American guy, so this guy's his name is Dave. A good friend of mine. We spent years together. Anyway, so I put the poster at the entrance of a theater in Cannes, and somebody, Deo Mahaja, saw the poster, and he asked me, say, "Who's that?" I said, "Well, it's me." So he touched my muscle, said, "Oh, good." I said, "Well, I'm going to talk to a couple of people." And Imperial Entertainment just reached out and asked me if I could come to LA, just to have a meeting. So nothing was sure. So I went to LA. I met these, and it was an adventure. Trust me, it was not just coming to LA in the flight. No, there's a lot behind all this. So I arrived in LA, and I had a girlfriend at that time, and she kind of played like she was my agent. So we went to meet Imperial, and they said, "Well, we want to see how good you are in kickboxing." So we went to the Jet Center, which I was training there. And I gave them a demonstration, and And they said, wow, okay, cool. All right. So the next week, they contacted me and said, why don't you come and we want you to talk to some writers. So I talked to 2 writers and they wrote Angel Town, a little bit about some my life experience. So that's the way it
Wow.
started.
Wow.
But
Amazing.
it was an adventure because it was not as easy as we think, It was
Right.
not as easy, there was always bumps,
Yeah.
So
Copy that. Copy that. Which is life, right? But we just got to
yeah.
keep on kicking, right, Olivier? That's
Yeah,
right.
but
Keep
you know
moving
what?
forward.
Yeah, there is one time, some people just don't understand. They train so hard and they want something so bad, and nothing is happening for them. It doesn't matter if it's a movie, it could be fire department, it could be police, it could be unfortunate. It doesn't matter. But the timing has to be right.
Right.
And
right.
sometimes out of the blue, things gonna melt together and you're gonna get the job. So patience and keep getting the perfection of your art. It doesn't matter what it is, That's
Well
fun.
said. Well said. Great advice. Great advice. Yes. But speaking of Angel Town, boom, man.
Yeah.
I mean, this was just absolutely phenomenal. This movie gets an A+ for entertainment. It's so good, man. And shout out to MVD Entertainment.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Shout out to them for releasing it on Blu-ray. If you guys are unaware if it's on Blu-ray that you're watching right now, make sure you pick it up. But great Blu-ray. But man, what a crowd pleaser, John.
Yes. So Olivier, I'm just gonna geek out a little bit because like a super fan from the beginning. I remember when because here's the thing, my cousin owned a video store when I was growing up and I worked for him. And so I would get all of these movies, and I saw Angel Town. I saw the poster for it first, and I was like, "Who the hell is this guy?" Because I didn't know who no offense, but I was like, and then I'm like, and I told my cousin, I'm like, "Hey, get this movie," and he's like, "Okay," because I would tell him to give me the action movies. He's like, "Okay." So yeah, so I remember I got it and I put it in, and I was just starting to get into karate at the same time, and just watching that movie, like, holy cow. Like, what I loved about it was the realism. Like, it's like, yes, you are doing the martial arts in it, and the fight scenes are martial arts, have a tinge to it, but it's realistic in the sense that it's like street fighting. It's you're not like spinning 360 degrees and everything, doing this all extreme stuff. That's what I loved about it, because that's what you saw a lot at that time. But it was the realistic effect to it.
It was gritty.
It's very interesting you saying that, because we had a lot of problems with that. Me and the director, director, Eric Carson, a great friend of mine, we didn't want to do spinning. We didn't want to do the Jean-Claude Van Damme, because then why watching me when Jean-Claude does what he does best? I can't, I don't want to be him. I want to be something different. So, but we had some hard time sometimes with the stunt guys, so because they were used to a certain way of fighting.
Okay.
And so it was kind of it was interesting, but everything went fine. But it was kind of a very, very interesting time for that type of fighting, But you're so right about it.
Right.
That's what I loved about it. Like,
Yeah. Speaking of fighting, though, let's take a look at a little clip, a little taste for those of you who have not seen Angel Town. Let's look at our man in action here. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a little taste. That's all you get. You want more of that, you got to watch the movie, everybody. But yeah, I love the fight in that house because it kept going. It was like a long extended sequence. I just showed you guys a little taste, but I love how it kept going. And it was such a great fight, man. Like, all the fights in the movie were phenomenal. And speaking of fighting, was this the first time you had a fight sequence or at least collabed with Mark Dacascos.
I was good. Yep.
Yes. Yes.
Look at that guy.
Young man. So young.
Yeah. He's great.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Mark is great.
Another legend for sure. Yeah. For sure.
So
yeah.
You know what was very interesting with Angel Town when he came out? So he came out in a theater, you know, in New York and in LA. And so when I wanted to see, you know, it's very scary, guys. I'm telling you, when you are in a theater, it's not as easy as we think. You know, it's not, oh, look at it, I'm a star. No. I was so scared because when I went to the theater, so the first thing is I remember going to Westwood, and I go to Westwood. And I'm looking, you know, Angel Town was coming out, and I look and I see a huge line, you know, into going to the theater. And I thought, you know, that was for Clint Eastwood movie. I had the same movie, you know, coming in. So I'm going towards the theater, and I look and I said, no, that was for Angel Town. So I had to go all the way to the back of the line. The good thing, guys, I tell you, it's so funny. Nobody knew me at that time, right? Which is great because, you know, I went on the back of the line and I did,
you snuck
in. And I got my tickets, you know. And listen to this. This is so funny. So I watch a movie and I want to see the reaction, right? And of course, you know, the training scene was, you know, people loved it, you know, all that kind of stuff. And then when I came out, I totally forgot that was me in the movie. I thought I was watching another movie. So when I came out, I see a bunch of people looking at me and pointing, saying, that's a guy. Oh my God. I start running away out of the theater. I was so scared. It was so funny.
You couldn't sneak in anymore.
Like,
you're
discovered. You don't know if they liked it or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but
wow,
it turned out very nice. So I'm good with that.
It's amazing. But it's still, again, it's still, you know, with the whole MVD Blu-ray release, as you can tell, you know, there's old school fans like us, but you have new fans, you know, that are buying the Blu-rays and watching the film. And that's what it's all about. You know, the movie still holds up. Anytime you have, you know, the less fortunate being bullied and picked on, and at the end they fight back, baby. You know, we always can root for movies like that. And the finale throwdown was amazing. It was brutal. I mean, and it was awesome seeing you and Peter Kwong team up at the end. That was amazing. That was so good. So good. Again, a crowd pleaser, man. So good. I think one of my favorite things about the movie is your character. And usually with these type of movies, right, you have the Mr. Miyagi's, you know, you have the Kung Fu master that's like inspiring the young man or training him and teaching him the young. But I loved how your character was not that at all. Your character was so refreshing in Angel Town because your character was kind of from the streets. And so you were like, no, we're going to handle it like we do on the streets. And you let him fight and take revenge on the guy, on the main thug gang leader who, you know, unfortunately killed the son's mom. Sorry, spoilers. It's okay. Movie's been out for a while. But I mean, like the way your character would handle things, it was so refreshing to see that. I mean, there's nothing wrong. We love the Mr. Miyagi's. We love the Kung Fu masters and stuff, the Beggar So's and all that. But it was nice to see something different. Even your character at one point, when you're talking to Peter Kwong's character, you literally said at one point, you know, if this escalates or gets worse, we might have to kill this dude. You even say that in the movie. And I was just like, oh, it's so nice having something refreshing and different. You know, it's so nice.
Finally. It's
the truth.
Yeah.
John, anything else for Angel Town before we move on?
No, you pretty much summed it up. But like I said, I already said, like, I love the realism, and you already said about the length of the fights, because like in that time, you know, in American movies, you know, you'd get the big finale, it'd be like a minute long. You'd be like, that's it. And here, like, the house scene could have been the finale with how long it was. And I'm watching this movie and I'm like, I'm looking at the time and I'm like, this movie isn't even half over yet. You know, that's what I loved about it. Like, it's 90 minutes of Olivier Gruner just showing what he can do. And what a great commercial for yourself. I'm going to say, you know, for your first movie, because you get to demonstrate your skills and everything. And dude, like I said, I'm a martial artist. Like your hook roundhouse combination. Anytime you do that in a movie, I'm like, yes. It's like, because it is devastating. Like, you know, it's like sometimes it looks like one kick. Like you go hook round, and it just looks like one kick. And I binged your movies this weekend, Olivier, because I had shoulder surgery, so I haven't been able to do anything else. So anytime you do that in a movie, I'm cheering. I'm like, yes, it's the hook round. It's the hook round. It's like, I just love that. It's like that's my favorite move that you. And plus your jump spinning kick. But yeah, awesome,
nice. Chat's going. Let the ruckus begin. We got some more fans showing up here. Hold on a second. We got Ty Lord saying Angel Town, Nemesis, TNT, Savage, and SAVATE are my favorite Olivier movies. I am a big fan. We got some more fans showing up. This is awesome. Yeah, how cool is this?
Thank you so much.
Yes, I absolutely love Olivier in Nemesis, and based the protagonist in my next screenplay on his Alex Rain character. Look at that. You're already inspiring, filmmakers.
That's right.
Yeah.
Look at that. Yeah. And I know that guy. Shout out to Brian Peterson. He's a tank, the human tank. Good to see you watching, brother. Yeah, it's good to see you. He's another. Make sure you guys check out the film Wrecker. Yeah, check that out. But now we gotta get to the big one here, man. Nemesis, baby. This is absolutely phenomenal. Another A+ for entertainment. Phenomenal. I think I have this on VHS somewhere. And again, hey, if you want it on Blu-ray, MVD Rewind, baby. Make sure you get it from MVD. Phenomenal Blu-ray, but just cyberpunk, action, thrills, spills, comedy. I mean, you had an old grandma busting a cap on Sven. On Sven. She killed Sven.
Yeah.
We could not stop laughing at that.
I wonder if he gets shit for that to this day. Like, hey, you know, like everybody just makes fun of him for getting capped by an old lady.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. It's so good. I mean, and this predates the very extremely popular anime Ghost in the Shell, but it's on everyone's lists of favorite cyberpunk films of all time. It's so good. And John, I'm sure you can agree with me that this movie has pretty much everything you'd want. Action, stunts.
It does.
It has everything.
It like we were talking before Olivier joined us. This movie was ahead of its time. Like I remember, like, oh, this is a guy from Angel Town, and then I put this movie in when I got it, and I'm like, holy cow, this is like just another level. And you got John Woo style fight action, or shootouts, in a sci-fi setting with Olivier. Yeah. Now the only complaint I have is you didn't do a lot of karate in it. I'm sorry, but I was waiting for you to like break out some more. But it is what it is. I get it. I totally understand.
You're greedy. You're greedy, John. You're getting greedy now.
I wanted more. I wanted more. I'm so sorry.
Hey, it's all good.
Apologies.
It's true. You're so true. That's true.
How was your experience with filming this one?
Well, so Nemesis was extremely hard. It was not an easy film to shoot. Action, I was bleeding every day. I was on an extreme diet, so that was really hard. So my mood sometimes was switching, because when you are low on carb, your brain is kind of a little bit, off. I was like 4% body fat. So it was extremely hard, example, if my meal didn't come on time, I will feel tired. And sometimes, sometimes it's cold weather, so it was in Hawaii, but sometimes when you jump in the water, it's cold, So, listen, it was great because we worked with the best guys in the world. I mean, Bobby Brown, we got Ronnie Rundell, all these guys were A-lister people, So it was, another film was fantastic. I mean, what I love about Albert, he gave me so much before production. So I did a lot of preparation in pre-production, and he gave me all the tools and everything I needed to become the character. So, and that I said, thank you so much, Albert, for what you did, because it was hard, but it paid off at the end. So I want to thank him. He deserved that. And he was great DP. He was excellent. He looked at the wall, and he said, I need to put some water. So he goes over there and grab it, and just put some water so he looks a bit shiny. So it's such a great director, you know. Anyway,
yeah, rest in power.
Rest in peace.
Rest in
Rest
power,
in
man.
power.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, just absolutely phenomenal for that film is just so good. I mean, you have even you have miniatures and stop motion and visual effects. I mean, it's so much fun seeing all these visual effects. And I mean, look at this, guys. Olivier is punching and elbow striking a cyborg. I mean, what else do you want? This is A+ material right here.
Did they have anything in front of you when you were doing that, Olivier? Like, did they have something for you to like hit? Nope, you were just hitting air.
No, yeah. So it was great because, but these guys, they knew exactly what they were doing, you know. So they said, okay, picture, you know, the head will be here and stuff. So they were really good, you know. It's not they were really, you know, A-lister guys. So you can't. They make it easy for you.
Well, I thought maybe they would give you. I thought maybe they give you like a tennis ball, like here, like it's like swinging that around.
It was probably pre.
They didn't give you a tennis ball. Yeah, right.
No, remember now you can put anything you want, right? But at that time, remember it's film, so film was different. You can't do the same thing. You remember?
Yeah,
you know?
I get it. Yeah.
And what an amazing cast too.
Yep. Oh,
Brian James. Tagawa. I mean, it's so good. So good.
You had a young Thomas Jane, one of his first movies. Yeah, The Punisher.
Yeah. So good. But you know, the stunt work is impeccable. Anytime you were dual wielding, I just had to smile, man. Was that your choice to do it like this?
No, that was a guy who used to work for the CIA who trained me. So I don't know if they use. I mean, obviously now things change a lot. So it would be a little bit goofy to do it. But I think at that time it was great. You know, at that time it was. I love it.
We need to bring that back now. I don't think it's goofy.
Okay. Well, you should get an award for sliding down a slide. Like, cause you do that a couple times where you're sliding down on a slide shooting guns. Like, did you report to work today? And they'd be like, okay, Olivier, you're going to be sliding down another slide today, and you're going to be shooting. Okay, sure, why not?
Man,
how many times?
Man, crazy. But
now I wanted to ask you. I wanted to ask him. Like, now obviously there were sequels to this movie, but they didn't involve you. Was that? Did you not want to do them, or did they just want to go? Because I wanted to see more of you. No offense.
No. It was a very interesting time because we had Angel Town. So what happened is they put they brought 40 people to watch a film, 40 Danish. If it didn't work, if the Danish people said, man, you know, we're not sure, and we never made another one, which means Nemesis. So they were very excited about Angel Town, so we did Nemesis. Okay, so these are the guys who financed the film. So when we did Nemesis and they wanted to do the sequel, it was a time where they wanted me to do something different. Okay, and I think Albert Pume and Imperial, maybe they had a little issue. I have no clue. The only thing is he went on his own and he did 2, 3, 4, and 5. You know, there's nothing to do with me. There was nothing to do with me. So,
right.
Well, it's not too late to make a sequel. I say screw it. I say do it now, man.
You look phenomenal. You look the same. It's like I'll make one.
Thank you. Angel Town, that would be great to make a sequel. Nemesis would be great. Maybe a sequel or even a TV series would be fun.
Yes, and a Nemesis TV show too. That would work too. Yeah,
right?
TV series.
Yeah.
Everybody watching right now. Hashtag it. Hashtag it. Spread the word right now. Everybody watching. That's right. Angel Town 2, Nemesis 2. Let's go. Spread the word. Spread the word.
Yeah. No offense. Like the sequels, I've probably seen maybe once or twice. Your first one, I've seen like 50,000 times. I'm just putting it out.
I think it was. Yeah. Go ahead.
I got to show this stunt right here, Olivier. And how close of a call was this, baby? Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
And he's such an action star. He's such an action star. All he says is "fuck." We would have been saying so many other things, but he's just like "fuck." He starts running.
That's the only thing to say. How close was that? I mean, was that really dangerous or?
Yeah, the thing started burning actually after for a while. So yeah, it was kind of tricky. I don't know if you saw, in when there was explosion right on my butt, when I was running towards and I jumped over a window. Actually, it's not a window. It was just a building, and this is where I have the little dog like her. I don't know if you remember that scene. That was the explosion right on my butt. I mean, wow. I felt that's why I was picking up some stuff out of my skin,
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So
I think, John, you can agree with me that the opening action set piece is like one of the most amazing and just badass opening to an action movie. I mean, he's got the shotgun. He's sliding down with the two pistols. I mean, sniper rifles. The beginning.
Not only is it a shotgun, Samurai. Not only is it a shotgun, it's an automatic shotgun. So that's even more badass because he doesn't have to pump that bitch. He just keeps firing off with it. But, again, this goes with if you can start your movie with an action sequence that would be the finale of several other movies, you're doing something right because that could have been the finale of any other movie. But this is just the intro. So
yeah.
Yep.
I mean, the way it was shot too was phenomenal. He really did it. Sometimes you can do the same film, but with a different angle on shots, and it will have a totally different look, And then so all the shots were really incredible. I mean, he did such a great job. I mean,
so good, so good.
And it's just beautiful. It's beautiful to look. Not only does it kick ass, it's beautiful to look at. In terms of
right. Yeah. Super 35. We shot that.
Oh, look at that. Copy that. Well, now I got to show this scene. This is one of the greatest scenes in action movie history, and no other movie in cinema history has done this scene. They tried to do it in Underworld. They tried, but they failed.
They tried.
Okay, they failed. Nobody else has tried to duplicate this sequence and has succeeded.
No offense to Kate Beckinsale. What else is there to say?
What was it?
This was when you shot through the floor.
You shot through the floor, and you're going through the floors.
Oh yeah.
How? Oh, yeah. It's one of the most awesome and badass action set pieces ever, and nobody in the history of action cinema has done it. No one else has done it again. No one. So how did they create that scene, Olivier?
So I was on a cable, right? And they dropped me from one floor to another one. At the same time, I had to shoot, the automatic weapon. And they had, every time I touched the other floor, it will fall, So, and the reason for that is because, they pre-rigged, the holes. So every time I fall from one floor to another one, boom, 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 boom. And that's the way we did it. So there was a cable, on the back of my, but it still go fast.
Yeah. But that was amazing. All the different camera angles showing you fall from above, from below, from the side. When a couple of times when you fell through each floor, you actually took somebody out. You shot somebody to the side of you. It is absolutely amazing. And shout out to all the
and you get the close up of his face where he's screaming. He's screaming too. You get the close up of his face. He's shooting people on the way down. It's like that's like an action fan's dream come true right there. It's like
and no one's done it since. Nobody's done it since. So shout out to the filmmakers, directors, stuntmen. Shout out to them.
No offense to Kate Beckinsale, but yeah, it was done much better.
No, she failed. She failed, John.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
I was trying to be nice. Yeah. I was trying to be nice.
Oh, so good. But yeah, let's keep it rocking and rolling here. Nemesis. If you guys have not seen it, check it out. And
shame on
sequence,
you. If you've not seen it, shame on you.
I know. That sequence I just showed you, imagine that widescreen, beautifully remastered on Blu-ray from MVD Rewind. So check it out.
Absolutely. Yep.
Next up, a favorite from John.
Yes.
There you go. Automatic. Talk about this, John.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Go ahead, John.
I revisited this one last night. Like I said, I binge watched your movies all weekend. I've seen like all. I think I've watched pretty much every movie that you make. When you're laid up from surgery, you have a lot of time. So, you know, Samurai's like, "Hey, you want to interview Olivier Gruner?" I'm like, "Yeah." So I'm like, it gave me yeah. So yeah, Automatic. I just love this movie because of your character arc for one thing. Like it was your chance to kind of do the Terminator thing. You know, if you want to throw that out there. You know, kind of be like the indestructible, like you were a cyborg kind of in Nemesis, but you were a full-on, you know, robotic
in
mechanism.
Automatic.
Yeah, in Automatic. And I just love like in the fight scenes too. Again, nothing too fancy, just brutal close quarters combat, badass fight choreography. And I loved your character arc. How, you know, of course, at the beginning, you know, you're just a robot, but of course, through you evolve and become so much more, you know, towards the end of the film.
Yeah. So that was my how many was it? My I think it was my.
Is that the third movie?
I didn't count. I didn't count.
I think it might be my fourth movie because I think I did SAVATE before. No, it was Automatic and then SAVATE. You're right.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's So Automatic, it's interesting because the person who wrote this for Arnold Schwarzenegger originally, you know.
Of course he did.
And of course, so anyway,
that's okay. That's all right.
That's okay. Yeah, but it was, you know, I love Automatic. Automatic was really interesting. They built the set, and when they were building the set, I think this is a time when we had the earthquake, you know, in California. So I forgot if it's right after the earthquake, so we're not sure if we were shooting at that time or not. And but they had to rebuild the whole set, and they did such a phenomenal job, you know, because if you look at the scene in the elevator, which was pretty interesting, that was really well done the way they did it. So and I learned a lot from that film because it's a lot of visual effects in it. So.
Nice.
I love it.
Yeah, John's a fan. Look at that. There you go. Come on, MVD Rewind. Let's go.
Yeah, right. Let's get them
remaster every single Olivier movie.
Every single movie this man has made because he deserves it.
Oh boy.
Olivier.
So we'll be your biggest cheerleaders, like bringing all your movies to like physical media.
That's our job. Spread the word of badassity. Yes. Olivier, how was it working with Isaac Florentine?
Oh my gosh, I love Isaac. Isaac, not only Isaac, but also his DP. Isaac and the DP, two Israeli guys. We laugh so hard because they are so funny. So and again, you know, Isaac, he knows what he's doing. He's a phenomenal director. You know, I think the problem with these people in this kind of a lower budget is, can you imagine if this guy had a, let's say, $20, $30, $40 million budget, what they could do?
Right.
Yeah.
It would be fantastic. I mean, it's Isaac, again, you know, is such a great guy. And, you know, doing a Western for me was a dream. Obviously, I think every actor is, you know, since I was a kid, I was watching Western with my dad. So we're going specifically in Paris, you know, watching Clint Eastwood movies, you know, Jeremiah Johnson, you know, with, and it was just, for me to do a Western was incredible. So I invited my parents to LA and this is where we shot the movie. And actually, Isaac put them in the film.
Hey.
Oh, my dad didn't know I was doing. My dad is a surgeon. My brother is a surgeon. The other one is an engineer. Great guys, great people, and they didn't know. Just when I told them I was doing a film, the first film, Angel Town, they didn't know. You know, they thought I was doing maybe a little. I don't know, who knows. But when they came for Nemesis and they see how much, what it takes to make a movie with all the trucks blocking the whole city, cops all over the place, I mean, it's huge. So for him to be in a Western was something, it was kind of it was a dream for him. So, so thanks, Isaac, again, for bringing that movie to, what was his name? Alan, I forgot the producer. Alan
Perez.
Yeah, Perez. Alan Perez. Yeah. Great guy. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, Isaac's great. I had a chance to interview him a while back. He's a sweetheart and extremely talented, and I can't wait to see what Isaac brings next. But speaking of westerns, how was it hanging out with the boys and Matthias Hughes and them for a gunfight at Rio Bravo? Look at this guy.
I know. So you see my look there?
Yeah.
Totally different. I put I was with my son. Actually, my son did a stunt in a show, and so I grew my mustache. Said, "What do you think, Nash?" He said, "Are you gonna make it like the old Western? I want you to wear like the hat, like not the hero hat, but more like like they used to have, like so." But it was great, man, and the cinematographer, the guy was incredible.
Yeah,
I mean, the guy was like. I mean, it's funny because they were using a small camera, like I think a DSLR, a Canon, I think, and it was the way they shot was the different angle, and they did a terrific job because the look of that film is pretty amazing, So, but hanging out with Matthias Hughes and a German, a French, and a Russian all together.
That's how you do it.
Yep.
And, listen,
go ahead, John.
when before the movie came out and I saw that you're in it, I'm like, he better do something karate, even if it's only for a few seconds. And you did. Thank you very much. I was like, yes, okay, he did some karate.
And shout out to Art Camacho, baby. That's right, the Camacho effect.
Oh.
Shout out to Art. It was a pleasure having him on the show and interviewing him, and he was talking about the gun kata choreography that he was creating for the gunfight, and I think there's a sequel coming. But this is the one everyone's waiting for, Olivier. Everyone is extremely excited for Black Creek. Oh yeah. Everyone cannot wait to see it. I mean, look who's in here. You got the legend Olivier himself. You got Billy Blanks, Richard Norton, Don Wilson, Keith Kelly, Benny the Jet.
I was not in the show, and I told Cynthia there's nothing to do with this. No, there's nothing to do with the film itself. It's just the timing. The timing was so. I said yes to her, right? Yeah. And then suddenly something happened with something that happened, and there's nothing to do with a show or with Cynthia. Nothing to do. It's more a personal thing that occurred to me.
Okay.
And I said I could not make it. So and I apologize because I've seen the I didn't see any footage yet, but I've seen a lot of what is it, the comic book. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. I wish I was in it, but I could not do it.
I'm glad you clarified that, and you're not.
No worries.
Yeah, only because it's all good. It's all good, brother. But only because chat was asking.
But we have to
chat
support.
was asking, so I put it on. On screen.
Life happens. I know that more than anybody right now. Life happens, so it's like we understand that.
Okay, go ahead.
Actually, I'm glad because all of us, like all the martial arts, Don Wilson, Cynthia, all the other guys, it's a small community, and I think it's really important for us to support each other. So guys, I'm glad you brought it in because they deserve it, and it's a lot of work, you know, to produce a show, to put it together. It's a lot of work. So, chapeau.
Yeah. Copy that. Copy that. This next one, John, kick it off, baby.
Oh,
what?
John Ritter.
Yeah, what?
What?
Again. All right. Listen, I'm going to throw it out there and say this might be my favorite movie of yours, Olivier. I mean, I know there's Nemesis. You know, everybody says Nemesis, but I love this one for a variety of reasons. One, you know, it's a kick-ass action movie. And I loved how the late, great John Ritter, such a phenomenal talent, and being able to work with him. I loved how, because they could have went goofy with it, like with I mean, there was some humor a little bit, but I liked how they kept it serious and the respect that grew between you two in this movie. And just that's why probably besides the action, because again, you know, you get to do a lot of the martial arts and there's a lot of shooting and you got a great cast. You got Martin Cove, you know, playing the bad guy, you know, and you got you jumping on a dune buggy. But I love it because like it's kind of like Tango and Cash in that.
So much fun. I mean, John Ritter and me, we got along so well. I mean, we had such a great time together. And you know, sometimes you click with an actor, sometimes you don't, you know. But with John, he was just a funny guy. Offset is so funny. You know, some comedian, you know, they are funny on screen, but sometimes they're not funny on natural, you know, in life. But John was so funny. Oh, we had such a great time. And so we shot that in Arizona. We shot that in San Diego. We shot that in LA. We went all over the place. And it was great. I mean, what a production. What a production.
Yeah. For sure, for sure. And it's just another movie. Come on, MVD Entertainment. Let's go. Let's release this on Blu-ray. Another movie that has everything. I mean, and you pointed out, we were talking about it, John, earlier, how John Ritter showed the dramatic chops as well, not just the comedic chops. And, man, the stunt work. You get a fun helicopter chase. You get gun battles, fights. You fight Kreese, Olivier. You fight Kreese in a fire. That's right. I mean,
with an accent.
Come on.
Kreese with an accent. It's Kreese with an accent.
Yeah. And then you have a sword fight with him later. I mean, come on. This movie has everything.
Martin.
Shout out to Mr. Cobra
You know, my favorite
himself.
part. My favorite part is at the beginning of the movie when you go through all this shit to rescue that chick, and then she totally like tells you to F off. That was my favorite part.
And she yelled us up.
Best part ever.
I love that scene.
You know what? It would have been funnier if you just opened up the door and pushed her back out. Be like, there you go, take her back. It's like, that would have been it.
John, was that a young Jamie Presley in the beginning of the movie?
Yes,
okay,
yes.
wow.
I was going to bring it up if you had it. Yes, one of her early
beautiful
gigs. Yes,
that's
and
so funny.
She stole the show.
She did.
Like when they take the muzzle off and she's telling all you guys to F off, and you're all just looking at her like, we just saved you. It's the funniest thing ever.
Oh, she's so pretty.
Yeah. Oh man, but yeah, a great cast in that movie, and this the thing that impressed me a lot, Olivier, and I talked about another filmmaker. Shout out to Leroy Kincaid, and he talked about the importance of sound design, and all the sound design in Mercenary was so good. The gunfire, the explosions, so good. That's so important. That's almost like 80% of your action movie right there is the sound. Yeah, so good.
Actually, they said the sound is more important than the image sometimes. You know?
Yeah, for sure. There we go. There you go. Sure. Wow, Jamie Presley. Look at that. Chat's like, chat didn't know.
See?
Look at that.
Not only do we entertain you, but we educate you.
There you go.
You're welcome. You're welcome, America.
John, next up, TNT. Dynamite.
Yeah. Oh my god!
I don't want to shock anybody, but I don't want to shock y'all. But yeah, I watched this one this weekend too. Yep, I did. Okay, and what I love about your movies, Olivier, I mean, of course, it's probably a lot to do with budget and stuff like that, but your movies are like 86 minutes long. So like your movies like get to the point. It's like you don't have you have some setup, you know, you introduce the characters, and it's just Olivier Gruner kicking ass for the next 45, 50 minutes. That's what I loved about it. And again, you're working with Eric Roberts. And again, another great opening sequence. We talked about this earlier in the interview, but if you have because I always said on my podcast, or if I'm on somebody else's podcast, you got to entice the fans with an opening sequence that pulls them in. It's got to be something action. It's got to pull them in. And your movies do that every single time. And this is another one. You're firing your gun, and then all of a sudden, oh, you don't have your gun. Now you're using machetes. And it's like, it's just, I just love it. And again, Cyril O'Reilly, who was in Navy SEALs, who was a favorite of mine at the time, actor who played the bad guy. You know, you guys have a great fight and you throw him into a truck. You know, how much fun is that? Obviously, you didn't really throw him into a truck, but I mean, it's like, you know, but good times. And Randy Travis, you got country music in it too. So it's like, how can you?
Randy was awesome. I mean, Randy, you know what he did? Like, he took, it was in the middle of the show. We had like, it was during lunchtime, and he came, he sat down. It was outside, and he took this guitar and he started playing for the crew. That was amazing.
Wow,
that was amazing.
That's awesome.
I mean, without making a big deal, and that was great.
Amazing.
I mean, that was
Free
Olivier,
show.
Olivier, how was it working with Sammo Hung on martial law?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, yes. So, I got a story for you guys.
Oh, we like it. We like stories. We like it.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's not nothing bad. So, I show up on the set, right? And then they want, so his stunt coordinator comes to me, and they are Chinese, and they start talking and said, we want you to do the fight with not Sammo, but somebody else first. We want to see how you do it. So we choreograph, right? We do all that kind of stuff, you know, and I go half speed, right? Because I never go full speed. And they say, no, we want you to go full speed, because they wanted to see, because Sammo, see, you know, I go fast a lot. And I said, no, guys, I never do full speed on rehearsal, because if something happened, I want to make sure that, you know, it's on camera. So they look at each other and say, they start yelling and say, whoa. Yeah, that's good. I'll do it full speed. Okay. And then this is what happens, swear to God. I go and I start, and then suddenly I hear clack, clack. That was my hamstring. Gone. I mean, see? I'm like in pain. I was like, I'm like, ugh! So the medic comes in and said, oh boy, I think we're done. I said, no. Give me 5 minutes. I took a bandage and I squeezed my leg as hard as I could. And I did the whole scene, the fight scene, I did like 3 times with that. When I went back home, I swear to God, I took the bandage. I was okay. And I started trembling. I was shaking, like, you know. So I was in shock at that time, you know.
Wow.
But this is what happened. So, yeah.
Wow. But you still kicked ass and took the names, Olivier. That's right.
Yep.
That's right. That's right.
We bow.
But they shot me. They shot me at 24 frame. They shot him at 22 frame.
Oh. Interesting.
I looked at it. I said, I went back and I said, hey, what kind of frame is that? Is that 24? All right. So, and then the reverse said, what kind of a 22? I said, well, you put 22.
Wow.
But they were really good. Listen, they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
You know, they cut back and forth. It doesn't matter. You know, it's not who's better or not. There's nothing. You know, he's great. Sammo Hung is awesome. He's a great martial artist. And I like the way he looks. You know, he looks like, you know, he's big and stuff. And he's a big fat, but man, he can move. That's what I love about him.
As you can see, Olivier, he's like, Sammo's one of my heroes.
Yeah. You got the Sammo's diet?
I got the Sammo's
He's
diet.
teaming up with Sammo. He's going to be in the next summer blockbuster with Sam Mahoney. Man. Coming up, man.
Oh man, but what's up? What's up, Olivia?
No, I said it was great to work with him.
Nice.
Again, these it was a network, so I had to.
Yeah. How cool is that, though? You got a chance to work with him. And, but now you're back to sci-fi, baby. And I don't know what it is, John. If it's military thriller, martial arts, or sci-fi, Olivier Gruner just fits right in.
He does.
He's
like a ninja. He's like a ninja. You put him in, he just makes it better.
I rented this back in the day. I saw it on the shelf. I took it off the shelf. I was like, oh, shit. The newest Olivier Gruner movie. And I rented it, took it home, loved it. And then when it came out on DVD, I still to this day own Velocity Trap on DVD.
Oh,
yeah.
With Phil Roth. Yeah.
Yeah, this was fun, man.
Yeah, that was
You just fit right into sci-fi, man. It just works.
You've done a lot of sci-fi. Like I was going through like watching your movies. You did a lot of sci-fi action, which is kind of cool. I mean, because you do like straight action, straight western, sci-fi. Then you're like, hey, let me do sci-fi action. It's like and Interceptor Force, the 1 and 2. That's another 2 favorite of mine that you did.
That was from the Sci-Fi Channel, actually.
Yes.
They asked to do it.
World premiere. Yep.
It didn't come from. Yeah, they wanted it. So they said, well, we want him to do this and that. So, I mean, Phil Roth is very good. He's a director, producer, obviously, and he's a very talented guy. And so he did Velocity Trap. What was interesting is they were visual effect company first. So they were doing all the visual effects, and then they decided to make movies. And so that's why I just came at the time where they're making movies. And it was great. The visual effects are excellent too,
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, they are. Yeah. For the budgets, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. You got chat here saying this one is a great deep space thriller. There you go. And you got also from chat goes Olivier was the only other person besides Mark Dacascos who gave Samo a great fight in martial law. Look at that.
Thank you.
Look at
Thank
that.
you.
Yeah. I remember that fight.
Yeah. Your episode and Mark's episode are probably the 2 episodes I watched the most because, of course I have it on DVD because how would I not? So, I break out yours because yours is like a mini action movie. That's why like when you guys were co-starring, it was like a mini action. It was only 45 minutes, without commercials, but it was like, you know what I'm saying? It was like condensed action movie that you were getting, which was super awesome.
Yeah. All right, we got another fan favorite here. Franchise, The Circuit, baby. Oh yeah, the Circuit movies. Oh yeah, look at. Do you have what is that? Is that a 12-pack, sir?
16. I counted like 16.
16.
It's going up to your neck. Okay. It's like going up to your neck. How do you do that? Because I tried, it didn't work for me.
It's Photoshop. Okay, people.
Yeah. No. I was watching Nemesis today, and you took your shirt off. That was not Photoshop. Nope.
No, that was.
John.
He's like, that's eating chicken and rice all day. Yeah. That's what that is.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
training. Yeah. John, go ahead and talk about the Circuit movies.
So the Circuit. Yeah. So again, it was like its own sub-genre was the underground fighting movie. Like you had so many, everybody was doing an underground fight flick, and of course every Tuesday was new release day. And I would go to Blockbuster and or my cousin's video store and I would just pick them. And then I saw the Circuit and I'm like, yes, Olivier Gruner is doing an underground fight flick. And then he did a second one. Now, subsequently, the third one was never released in the United States. I had to track that bitch down. Oh. I forgot how I think I got an overseas region DVD because I just couldn't find it here in the States. But yeah, I got them all. And Dirk Longstreet, again, this is probably like your franchise because like these you did the most sequels, with this again. But what was funny also in the circuit was you had Brian Genesee, who was a martial artist. You had Lauren Avedon, who was a martial artist, and none of them did karate in it. They were just and Jalal Marie, you know, who of course was doing the directing thing and stuff like that. But did they just say, "Hey, Olivier, this is your show. We're just gonna act in it"?
No, no. You know, first of all, this is the way it happened. I got to tell you, because there's a story behind all this. Okay, very interesting. Jalal, I was doing Codename Eternity in Toronto at that time, you know, for Warner Brothers. So it's a TV series. They wanted to keep me only. I was supposed to do only one episode, and I did 11. They kept me for 11 episodes because the show was dying. And as soon as I came in, you know, they decided, okay, we need to revive this. So they put some action. So anyway, one of the week, Jalal came to visit me and he said, Olivier, why don't you do a film with me? You know, you never done it. Why don't you do it? So we did G-O-D, right? And I said, okay, but if I do this film, I want you to do a film with me. That was my condition to Jalal. I want you to do a film with me. We're going to shoot in LA and we're going to do underground fighting. And he says, no, not in LA, too expensive. No underground fighting again. You know, no fighting. I want to do something different. And I said, okay, fine, that's fine. So, and then he called me and he says, yeah, I think it's a good idea. Let's do it. So, and he came to LA and we started riding the circuit together. So at that time I had my own helicopter, so I picked him up at LAX on top of the of American Airlines, and I picked him up, flew to Venice, flew to Santa Monica, and we went to my house, and then we started developing the screenplay for the circuit. And then but hold on, it gets even really interesting. When we did the circuit 2, he was telling me, well, the circuit is coming up, you know, this today. And we were shooting the circuit 2 already. And I was like, okay. So I went to Blockbuster, and I remember I was in Venice, and I look at, and I can't see the circuit. So I was thinking maybe they have only one copy, you know? And I go back in the front of, you know, to ask the guy, I say, excuse me, do you have the circuit? I say, oh yeah, it's over there. And I said, well, I didn't see it. Oh no, it's over there. You'll see it. And what happened is like one of the big film drop out, and they need to replace all those shelves. And we had like, I'm not kidding, maybe like 60 video. And so the whole wall was full of the circuit.
Wow.
So he did extremely well with the person, extremely well, you know. So that was awesome. Nice. So he was so happy, Jalal. He deserved it because, you know, like, you know, producing a film, you remember when people say I'm a producer, in the old days, producer means that they have a lot of money or they're going to make a lot of money. I tell you guys, producing a film, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. Okay. And I respect all the producers, especially guys like Jalal, you know, Phil Roth, you know, all these guys, you know, they put a lot of their heart, you know, to make those films. So I want to thank them, you know.
Yeah, shout out to them for sure. Yeah,
we want to thank them. Thank you.
Yeah, congrats, Olivier, for being on Scott Adkins' The Art of Action podcast.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I watched that,
but
too.
I have to ask. I have to ask you.
Keep going.
Yeah, I have to ask you, Olivier. Was this in one of Scott's Undisputed films? Was this an homage shout out to your character from the circuit?
I don't know.
I say yes.
We're gonna say yes.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna say yes. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
I connected the two. I was like, hey, wait a minute. Yeah.
Oh, good job.
Yeah. Good job. Thank you.
Look, he does his research, everybody. He does his research.
Yeah, I love that. I was like, oh my goodness, there's a connection. But, you know, me and John, we love us some buddy cop action movies. How was it making one with Don Wilson? Shout out to Don the Dragon.
Yeah.
And Fred the Hammer. Williamson.
Don, I tell you guys, Don, I mean, you know, it's interesting because we, like I said, you know, sometimes you click with people, sometimes you don't. Okay.
Right.
So we clicked, and we had such a great time. I mean, Don is funny, guys. I tell you, he's a funny guy. You know, he can't stop talking. I said, Don, no, stop. I need a break. You know, my brain, you know, it needs a little break. No. He has stories after stories. He's such a funny guy. We had such a great time when we did Crooked, and also the other film. We did a couple of films together. We always have a great time. So it's just a pleasure to work with him. You know.
That's amazing. Well, speaking of having a great time with friends and filmmakers, it looks like you guys had a blast filming Showdown in Manila there. Look at that.
Yep.
You guys are having fun. Look at this
with
cast.
Alexander.
Yeah,
Alexander, Casper, Terry, Mark Dacascos, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what? It's Cynthia was there too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Oh yeah. Rocking the purple hair.
So you know, it's funny because we have a group of people, and it was so nice to work with each other without any egos. You know, nobody tried to upstage other person, and I think it's because of the martial arts behind it. You know, they're pretty humble. You know, and I think that's what it's all about. You know, there's never tried to, I'm going to do better than you. No. There's never that. It was more like, let's have fun. Let's try to make a great film.
That's it. Yes. So that's what it's all about. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta love that movie because like it's him and Casper Van Dien like through most of the movie. Then at the end, it just turns into the Expendables of '90s action stars. And if you're an action fan sitting at home, you're just like, yes. and I loved it. You all got your chance to shine in it. You all had your little moment to like do what you did in the movie, which was kick ass.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Got chat saying Tagawa and Hughes were the villains. Perfect.
Yeah, right? There's a deadly combo right there.
So when I was hanging out and chit-chatting with the legend Art Camacho, we had to mention Assassin X. We had to mention Assassin X, man. How was it filming that? And how was it working with Nina Bergman, who I interviewed a while back ago? Check out Cold Meat. Yeah, check out that film. How was it filming that film?
I think you're breaking out, guys. A little
can
bit.
You hear me?
Oh. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
How was it filming Assassin X?
Oh yeah. Great character. You know. Again, it's Art Camacho. You know, so it's. Can you hear me, guys? Because
you're good.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah, it was. Again, it's one of those films. You know, it's a character movie more than anything else. You know, and that was great. I mean, obviously, I won a lot of awards for this film, and it was great for me. So, thanks, Art. You know, to the Adler Award, which was great because it's nothing to do with the action, something to do with the acting, you know, which is great. It's so different. So, great.
Awesome. Yeah, shout out to Nina too, Nina Bergman. Yeah.
Oh, Nina.
Yes.
Nina, she's awesome. I mean, but you know, what's interesting with Nina, she's a real actress. And I don't understand why she's not out there. You know what I mean? With the A-listers, why not? What happened? How come Hollywood sometimes doesn't realize that somebody has such a great talent? Why don't we help them out and just put them out there? I have no clue. I mean, now Hollywood, we know it's kind of but I wish they could do that because she deserves it. She deserves to be on the A-listers, you know.
Yeah, well, she's already a superstar.
She's already a superstar.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean.
I got you.
Oh yeah, listen.
Gotcha.
We definitely know what you're talking about in terms of why did this person then become a bigger star. We're all about that. Hell, you should have been up there like freaking standing next to Arnold Schwarzenegger, like freaking being a Terminator, for God's sakes, with your skills. You're sick.
John, you had the honor and the privilege to interview the entire cast of this space saga here.
I did, yes.
Oh yeah,
but someone was missing.
Dude, because I've been trying to interview you, Olivier, since I've had because like when I started my website, there's like this list of actors or actresses that I want to interview, and you were right up there. And I had contacted you, and we were contacting each other, but for whatever reason, it fell through. Then that movie came out, and the director was like, "Yeah," he's like, "We're gonna get the whole cast," and Olivier Gruner. I'm like, "Yes!" But then something happened that day where you had a schedule conflict. No worries, you had a schedule conflict or something. He's like, "Oh, Olivier's not gonna be able to make it." I'm like, damn it. I was like, besides Michael Pare, no offense to everybody else. Like I was like, can I just interview Olivier? Because I just want to talk to him for like an hour. And it's like, no. But yeah, it was a great, such a great fun movie. Like, and you were the villain technically, but you guys were having so much fun playing the bad guys in that movie. And like it's just I love the scene where you guys come to the planet and like the aliens come up to you and you don't know what they're saying, but they're like, "We come in peace," but you kick their asses anyways because they're like, "Oh, they must want to fight." Yeah, it's like and I told that to them too. That's like one of my favorite scenes from the whole movie. But besides that, it's a great throwback style. This is the kind of movie that you would watch on Saturday night, on cable, and it's like and it's like indie movies are what's bringing that feel back, and I love it because I'm not gonna lie, Hollywood is doing great. Don't get me wrong, there you got your John Wicks and everything, but indie action cinema is keeping the old school retro 80s 90s VHS era vibe alive, and this is another version of it, with the sci-fi action of Space Wars. So
totally agree with you. What was amazing about this film is like if you go on the set, you'll be surprised how they put this together.
Yes,
I mean it's incredible how he did it. I mean, when you look at it and when you go there on the set, say, there's no way, and then you look at it the final stage. When you look at the full movie, you say, I can't believe it. You did all this, and it worked extremely well. So that guy is talented. I tell you.
I said that. I told him. I go for what you did with the money you had. The movie looks freaking amazing. Crazy. It looks phenomenal. Yep.
Crazy. Yeah.
Well, Mr. Gruner, I have to ask. You've acted. You've done fight choreography, action director. You've kind of done everything. How was it, the transition? Was it an easy transition for you to become a director?
Yes. Well, so directing is, yes. I don't know. I think it was natural because I love to be behind the camera also as well. And I love to see different shots, and also to direct actors. Sometimes Oliver Stone used to come into my house on Georgina every evening, and he said something to me, very interesting. He said, Olivier, there's never a bad actor. There's always a bad director, because you can't do whatever you want with an actor and just try to manipulate, not in a bad way, but for him to be able to get what you want the performance. So I learned that from him, and so sometimes you see a person who has a hard time, getting into that mood, and you have to put it in this mood. So whatever you can create that give that person, into that mood, I love doing that. Also, the shot list, also very interesting. It's a lot of work, don't get me wrong, but it's something, I don't know, there's something about directing that it's really something incredible, I love it. I love it.
Are you going to be doing more?
Yeah, actually, I'm working on a film right now called The Hot Shot, and I'm going to be directing it, you know. So,
All right.
Yeah, so it's about jet skis, and you know, it's going to be very interesting.
Nice.
It's
Nice.
challenging. It's going to be
Okay.
very challenging. We have skydive over the Mediterranean, taking over boats, you know, so we have a lot of action going.
Nice.
A lot of shooting also. So,
Copy that. Well, we're excited for that. But the one that catches my eye is the cover here of you here for Regenerator. You're looking badass right there, and you got the samurai guy mohawk there. I'm gonna have to fix this now. But yeah, I'm gonna. Is there a little bit of a horror element in Regenerator?
So this is that's a very interesting. Okay, I received a phone call from a guy who wanted to make a movie, and he had a ton amount of money, and I said, well, and I was writing a screenplay at that time, and I said, well, if you want, we can do this one, you know, but I want to direct. And the problem is, like, the guy wanted to be a director too, but he didn't have any experience.
Okay.
And he did a film before. So I was like, okay, I don't care about sharing the credit. For me, it doesn't matter. But I want to make sure the film is good, right? So we got a crew from Colorado, a great crew. I mean, those guys were awesome. But the other guys who put up the money, they were very, very difficult. Very difficult. And so if you look at the first scene, I never shot that scene. The first scene's kind of the beginning of the movie. That was not even, it's a different camera. We use, for the other part of the film, we use a red camera, and you can see the difference of texture, different of look, different of angle.
Okay, but makes sense. Yeah.
Like, I didn't put it together. So anyway, again, Regenerator was called One Night. And I was so excited about doing this film because, and I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do a sequel or maybe again called One Night. Because it's a horror, it's a thriller, and it was great because you had kids, you know, and you have this armed forces guy that regenerates himself. So even if I get shot, it doesn't matter. I will be able to generate myself and keep doing whatever I do. So what happened is, like, they planted something in me, and the only thing I do is kill. That's all I do. Yeah. So if you have somebody of me, or I'm looking, I'm gonna kill if he doesn't have another chip. So I respond to chips. So if somebody doesn't have the chip, I'm gonna kill it. So the plane crashes in the middle of the mountains, and obviously I survived. Everybody died, right? And there's kids camping, and they don't have the chip. So I'm coming after them, and I'm killing them. So, and then obviously, you know, the armed forces come back, you know, and there's a lot of controversies. The news, they say, why is so many armed forces for that killer, you know? So it's very interesting the way he developed it. So the story was like this. You know.
Sounds right up my alley, actually.
Yeah, you got the haircut.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I'm actually halfway. Go ahead.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'm actually halfway through that one.
Okay. You're watching that one right now?
Yeah, I'm watching.
Nice.
That's the one I'm on now. I'm watching that one right.
Nice.
But I also got Sector 4 Extraction, which that was my last movie I watched from you. I like. Okay, and when I talked about it on my website, I got kind of like, some people came at me like, you know, oh, this looks cheap. This da 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 da. I'm like, listen, this movie is it's stripped down. It's bare bones. It's like these military guys just doing their just badass stuff. It's like, you don't need special effects. They are a special fucking effect. So it's and you got Olivier Gruner is a special effect, and it's like and I just love how, and I love the storyline too, how you go back to get these guys out, but yet you do it yourself. You're funding it. You're buying the guns, you know, and it's like you the car and everything. Yeah. So yeah.
Right.
Again, I mean, again in terms of action, you know, you got it in there. You got the tactical stuff going. You know, you got your Gruner tactical stuff going on, and you know, you got a little bit of hand-to-hand close quarters combat again. So it's like, what's not to like people? So when people come at me and hate something like that, I'm just like, are you an action fan? Because I'm not sure you are. It's like, go watch Barbie or something, because I have no idea what you're talking about.
You know what's funny with this film is like, so we sold it to Lionsgate, but it did extremely well, especially with the armed forces guys. They loved it.
Nice.
And it's not because, you know, obviously we didn't have the budget to put, like, you know, the night vision, all that kind of stuff, you know. We could not get what we needed, but we finished it, you know. And
but that's
what
okay.
was interesting about it, and but they loved it. I mean, I received comment from Sector 4, and they loved it. A bunch of guys say, you know, thanks, because, you know, we won't leave anybody behind, but then they realize we are leaving our family behind when we go somewhere, you know. And that was kind of a, you know, the message behind it. So, and you know, how hard it is to leave your family behind, but at the same time you have your best friend or your guys that you, because in the military it's not about the politics, it's about the guy that you fight close to, and they become, you know, like family for you. So and that's what it's all about. So I wish we had more money to be able to, you know, get night vision, all that kind of fancy stuff. But if you think about it, me, if I go to war, I don't need all that kind of stuff, you know. I can manage it with whatever I have, and that's what makes really super soldiers, you know, people that can find weapons all around it and use any kind of weapon, you know. So
copy that.
But that's what I loved about it. And going back to what you were talking about, like, you are leaving your family behind, but it's like the only people normal people don't understand it. You have to be in the military and lost brothers, and like to understand, like, yes, I am leaving my son, who I know is going to be safe with you, but I have to do that. And that was such a great scene when you're talking to your ex-wife, and she's basically saying, like, why are you doing this? And you're basically saying, because I have to. And and then, like I said, with the budget, I'm fine with that. If you're shooting a machine gun and doing your karate, I'm okay. I'm good. I don't need night vision. I'm all right.
And let's be honest. There's hundreds of big budget movies out there that are garbage. So
they have night vision.
With that said,
have night vision. And they have night vision.
Night vision.
Olivier, we're getting close to wrapping it up here. Let everybody know what Gruner Tactical is all about.
Yes.
So that's very interesting. So after COVID, just right after COVID, a lot of guys, you know, they wanted to do some training, some gun training. The problem is, like, with gun training is this: if you go to the range, there's so many different rules. You cannot do this, you cannot do this, you cannot do that, and it's not practical. You know, it's like you know, when you shoot, target is moving, you are moving, you fall on the ground, you fight first, and maybe you get up and you start shooting. So it's very, and I like to put scenarios together. So we had a team of executive protection guys. They have been doing this for ever. I mean, 16 years of executive protection. When they came to me, I killed their principal 20 times. And they said, holy shit, this is a different level. So they needed to relearn things to make it more practical in real life. So, and it's very intense. You know, I like to use MMA. Of course, we use a lot of knives attack. At the same time, we use guns. You know, the shooting. What I like to do is, when you shoot, I don't like to have all the fancy stuff on your gun, because I want people to learn the basics first and to be able to shoot, you know, at different distances, coming out of the car, inside the car, fighting somebody, pushing somebody, shooting a target. So it's very interactive, you know. That's what I'm saying, you know. So very intense. Wow. It's 4 hours, 4 to 5 hours, and the guys love it. You know,
Nice,
it's very
nice.
intense.
Nice. Well, they're
Yeah.
learning from the best, brother. They're
Yes,
learning
they
from the
are.
best. Yes.
Yes, they are.
That's
Thank you.
right. Olivier was tactical before John Wick made tactical cool in movies.
Right?
He's
Thank
OG,
you.
son.
Yes.
Olivier's been tactical
No,
for years.
yeah.
That's right.
No
That's
offense,
right.
but
He's
that's
OG.
what I want to tell my 16-year-old daughter. I'm like, I got guys that I've talked to that have been doing this for freaking, not to make us sound old, but it's like these guys have been doing it like before John Wick was a glint in Chad Stahelski's eyes. It's like, you know, this is one guy right here. This is one guy right here.
Olivier, it has been an absolute honor. We could talk to you about martial arts and movies all day, but we don't want to spoil your vacation. Get back to enjoying life. And thank you so much for showing up here.
You're welcome.
Where's the doggy at? Where's the doggy? The doggy
Did
chilling?
fall asleep?
Oh, he's asleep.
Passed out.
All right.
Passed out.
Olivier, before we wrap it up, thank you so much. This is your second home, brother. Don't go anywhere. But before we leave, is there anything you'd like to say to your fans and your followers?
Well, yeah, of course. First of all, thank you so much, because I know you have so many choices out there, you know, and I appreciate the fact that you supported us for so many years. You know, we again, you know, our level of films, we are working extremely hard to make it as good as we can, right? And we are pretty humble because that's part of our martial arts. And I want to thank you so much for being a fan, and thank you again, you know, for your support, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
I'm not gonna lie. When you popped up on the screen, I geeked out. I'm sorry. I was like, I geeked out. I'm like, it's like, oh my god, it's Olivier Gruner.
Thank you so much, Olivier. You're a legend,
Yes.
and we're looking forward to what you do next. Olivier, don't go anywhere. But all you badasses watching right now, hey, follow ACTION-FLIX below. That's right. Click on the link. Subscribe to ACTION-FLIX. If you enjoyed yourself here today, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the old samurai guy, and also follow Olivier. Yes. Tactical, excuse me. Look, I'm fanboying. I can't even talk right now. Gruner Tactical. Follow that. Follow Olivier on Instagram and Facebook and all that good stuff. He's got amazing stuff on the way. Hey, keep supporting action, martial arts, and sci-fi movies, baby. Keep on kicking, training, and we'll see you guys on the next one.
Lock and load.